Oh, look who's here. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, are we recording tonight? It's been so long. I didn't know
dude.
if I didn't
Oh my gosh.
Well, the intro is playing. I'm like, oh crap, my office door is open. So let me go close it real quick. But I'm on a wired headset. And so I had to go around the other side of my desk and stretch it out. And I couldn't reach the door. So I took my headset off, but put the ear cup against it and reached out to get the door closed. So that was me running back last second.
I think we've been having pre-show for the past 2 hours, having audio problems, just pre-show issues. I'm beginning to really hate OBS because it's really buggy, and every time I use it, it gives me some different problems. And Mashi, the big faux pas here out of all this, while we're going through all this, guess what I did? I finished my beer and I have nothing to drink right now.
I have finished my drink just in pre-show while we were waiting.
So I think before we might have to do is we'll start kind of our chit chat here, but when we go to the behind the bar segment, we have to pause quick and go.
We might have to pause and refill because I literally I figured, well, we don't have a ton of stuff on the show, so one good healthy pour will get me through the show. Yeah. And now it actually got me through the pre-show.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Mashi because I'm here like struggling, like scratching my head, beating my head against the computer, saying "F you OBS," and he's sitting. He can't help me because he's not here. He can't see what I'm doing. So,
well, two things on that. One is the show right now, I think, is held together with duct tape and Pookie. We'll see if we make it through the whole episode without it crapping out.
It's like cheap Chinese duct tape too, not even the good stuff.
It's not even the good stuff. Like, it's not. It's not Gorilla. It's not duct. It's more like Beaver tape or something. Here you got the title for the show. Beaver tape holds it together.
Yeah.
And the second thing was, after an hour of pre-show futzing with all of the settings, we ended up at the exact settings we started out with, but now it's working.
Yeah, that's the thing is like I had this sheet right here, 2 pages of my notes on how to set the entire show up. Started with this, wasn't working. We tweaked a bunch of stuff wasn't working. Went back to this, and now it's working, but
it's all
not
working.
quite. Well, it's not like there's some things going on in my headset, but I'm tolerating it right now. So
I think you need a headset that didn't come from Walmart. So let's find a real.
This is a great headset, except when we're recording. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I have. Well, you saw because you can see the inputs that I have, and so I've got a mic on my webcam because sometimes for conference calls and work calls, I don't want a headset on. And I have a wireless, it's a Wi-Fi enabled headset so I can walk around. But then for all my gaming stuff, I use I have a good old set of gaming cans with the mic and stuff that wired in. It works well. But yes, I said cans.
You said cans. And then we have
cue the Beavis and Butthead.
Yes.
Thanks, Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steve. He's real time listening while we record now.
Yeah, and then of course the fourth member of our show, which is Chat GPT, came up for our logo this week. So between 22 biomes,
it's 22 biomes. They must see how I design courses. By the way, there's 22 biomes out there.
Yeah, I created this one. I was screwing around. I created this. I forget what I think I said something to the effect of give us like a 4th of July themed golf, 2 guys playing golf. It came up with this tropical thing for some reason.
I mean, I see some red, white, and blue, but or red, white, and turquoise, really. Yeah. I spent so I've been gone. We haven't had a show in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah,
and a lot of that was on me because I was on vacation. We took summer vacation to Cape Cod for a week. I did not play any golf, so no golf story. I took the week off because I played a ton of golf in June, as you know, when you guys came out here. That was part of trip 2 in 2 weeks.
So the wife put the handcuffs on you for July?
Well, pretty well. It worked. Then I had to work last week. I was with 7,000 of my closest friends in Seattle last week for work. Those kind of corporate work things. They make us go they make us go from, breakfast is at 8, and then, they have all the way up through an evening event at like 10 and nonstop for 4 days. So there was no golf until I got home
Yeah.
last week. But it was been a busy few weeks, and so now I'm glad we're back. We're back.
Yeah. I actually got some good news on Friday for a change, which was
Yeah.
I visited my hematologist, and the results are in. I am completely clot free in my legs. I am off the blood thinners.
Nicely done. That means you could drink more.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Just in time for your trip that I'm going on in September.
Yeah, I just there were some texts going around. It's only like 8-9 weeks away or something
It's
like
like 8
that.
or 9 weeks away, and yeah, they're blowing up my phone with all the text about it. I can't follow it. I've decided I'm just gonna follow you. Like, we're in the same kind of cabin together, and so, like,
Yeah.
wherever you go for lunch, I'm going for lunch. Wherever you go play golf, I'm going with you to play golf.
Yeah. Just don't get the same shuttle from the airport. That's not going to work.
No, exactly. Yeah, I'm leaving at a different time on a different airline and maybe a
Okay.
different airport. So yes.
So did you fill out any of the spreadsheets regarding any of that stuff?
Yeah, I actually I sandbagged my ass off. So I think I'm a tee ahead of you.
Tee me longer or in front of?
Shorter.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding. I use I use the same tees you put in there.
Okay. You might not hit as far, quite as far.
No,
Well,
I won't. It's a sea level,
but
so I'm gonna lose. Yeah.
yeah, but you hit them a lot straighter than I do. So
I do hit them a little straighter than you do,
yeah,
or off the tee at least a little straighter.
yeah, and higher and longer. Yeah, off the tee for
I mean,
sure.
I think I lost one ball on the 5 rounds we played.
I think I lost 5 dozen.
On the one round we played.
Yes, yes. All right,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
let's
mean. Okay,
progress. Let's
we
progress
got a
here.
show.
Yeah, so let's I think we should go behind the let's tell you what. Let's do a pause here. And magically, look at
We're
that.
back.
Look at
We're
that.
back. We have. I got the whole bottle. I didn't
Oh, you
even
got the whole
bother. I just grabbed the whole
uh,
bottle. I'm just drinking Angel's Envy tonight. Nothing
okay.
fancy. Just the bottle that we had a few weeks ago.
Yeah, and I am drinking like my favorite, which is the New Trail Ale Broken Heels, because I have a keg of it. And the story is not this weekend, but the following weekend. It's my daughter's graduation party. I got to kick this keg before then so I can get a new keg.
Yeah, for sure. Now, this is college graduation.
Mm-mm.
No, you're younger, so high school
Well,
graduation.
yeah, I mean, you're not entirely wrong. So my oldest will be a senior in college.
Right.
This is my senior from high school who's graduating high school who's going off to college.
Going off
Yeah,
to college in the fall. Yep.
yeah, yeah.
I'm a year behind you on that one.
The one whose graduation I missed because I was out golfing with
Because
you.
you were in Colorado with us playing golf. It shows your priorities.
Uh-huh.
Respect right there, like for sure. Any bar stories since we're on the bar slide?
No, other than me like doing a bladder buster event trying to kick this keg.
I can't believe we burned our entire drinks on the pre-show. We had to reload 2 slides into this episode.
Well, if Steve ever gets his shit together, we're going to have to do that, right?
I'd fire that guy, but he's just so lovable.
It's bad about Steve. He didn't even kick in any like drink music here while we're talking either, so he's slacking.
Yeah, there should have been drink music. And what the hell is he doing? Come on, Steve.
Hey, Steve, how about some new courses music? Okay,
there
we go.
Courses over the last 2 weeks. Okay. I will say I am really glad that it's been a relatively slow few weeks on course releases.
Yeah.
Because if this had been middle of winter level of releases while we were gone for a couple of weeks, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Did you see my new course Discord typo? I was sending you a message from my phone in Discord about, and I was literally in Seattle. It was my second week away from everything, and I was sending you a message about, hey, because we each go through the course individually, we each take notes on them, and then we share those notes right before the show, and we compare and we look, is there any, where do things line up and where do things not line up. And I was like, hey, I didn't even know how many courses were released. Like I haven't even been home in 2 weeks, right? And so I assumed it was going to be a huge number of courses. And so I sent you a note and said, hey, can you, I hope this isn't when you post the week. Hey, can you send me your list? There's no way I'm going to be able to go through in the sim I met in the sim all of these courses because we were going to try. I was coming home on a Friday. And we were trying to record on Saturday, right?
Yep.
So I was literally going to have a few hours, and I posted that in the main B2B channel.
Oh, I didn't see that. Did you delete it then? I must not have
Well,
saw
I
it.
deleted it because I felt bad because it was really supposed to go to you, but
Okay.
then Adam replied and was like, "Misclick on your inbox." I was like,
Okay.
"Whoops." Yeah. So,
Okay. Now I get it. All right.
but that's what it was. It was like I was literally in Seattle still. I'm coming home. We're gonna have a handful of hours, and I was gonna look at your stuff and take the ones that you were gonna say were possible MPOWs or
Yeah,
MPOWs.
and I think when you sent me that, I was just getting around to figure out which courses we had to review.
Yeah. Now the good news is we ended up recording several days later than we originally planned because
Yes.
of
Yeah.
normal
Yeah.
scheduling conflicts. So
Yeah.
I was able to go in and play everything, and I played all the possibles and MPOWs in Sim, and got our list.
Yeah. All right. So let's go at it. Which
Let's
is
go.
so we got Amache bringing us the Brookfield Country Club in Brookfield, Missouri.
Now, let's the quiz number 1.
Okay. Quiz number
Who
1.
screenshotted these courses? You can always tell. We talked about this in a previous episode.
Who screenshotted the
The list of
these?
courses. Yeah.
Oh, should we rely
No,
on our
not for
guess?
you. You know who screenshotted them. I'm
Okay,
saying in
that's
general for
your our
anybody that like
listeners.
who's watching because you and I have distinctly different ways of screenshotting when we take these course lists. And so if anybody is listening, you can actually post in the comments like who took these screenshots.
So we're not going to tell them. We're going to let them guess.
No, we'll let them guess.
All right. And we got Salmon Falls. Salmon Falls, right? Uh,
Salmon.
it's salmon.
Salmon.
I know that. Yes, I'm not that dumb. I am.
It's a famous no, I've never heard the course before.
Yeah, I don't know. Hollis, Maine. I'm surprised that up in Maine that those are usually courses that Golf Boy likes to do, but this one's by Eagle 11.
Huh?
Sugarbush Country Club. Now, there's actually a Sugarbush, Maine as well. So I'm surprised that when I saw this was in Garrettfield,
I
Ohio, I was
love it.
surprised.
I love a sugar bush course. Like there's nothing better than a good sugar bush.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I don't know what to say to that. Honestly. Yeah.
Nothing. Keep on. Next course. Apple Valley.
Are you a sugar daddy? Apple Valley, Howard, Ohio.
You
By
met
Jay
my
Garwood.
wife.
Yeah.
I'm not a sugar daddy.
Apple Valley Golf Club, Howard, Ohio. Now, Jay Garwood, he had this one, and he also had Hickory Grove Golf Club out in Harpster, Ohio. So I haven't seen him. I don't know who he is on Discord. I haven't heard the name on Discord,
Nope.
but congratulations on your first course.
Congrats on being blue. 2 courses out of the gate. Pretty good courses for first time courses. So nicely done. And yeah, I've not seen him at all. Like he's been, shows the testament to the tools and the videos and stuff where like he didn't even ask any questions that I saw.
Grand National Golf Club in Hinckley, Minnesota,
JG.
by JG, who does a ton of stuff on the SGT side.
Yep.
I'm surprised he has. Between what he does on SGT and what he building some golf courses, he contributes a lot.
Yep.
We got. I assume this is Saint, right?
I think it's Saint. I agree.
Yeah.
I've never heard of the course before, but I believe it's Saint Enodoc.
Enodoc.
And Enodoc.
Oh shit! Well, it's in the UK, so they're going to tell us it's something really goofy,
you
right?
need to put an accent on it, and my English accent sucks. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And then my favorite place, Mount Pleasant.
It's right next to Sugarbush. They're close to each other.
And it's right underneath the Squirrel Tail.
right by the Squirrel Tail.
That's up in New Hampshire, in Bretton Woods. Then we got 4 more. We got Hawks Ridge. Now, this by the Golf Boy. Now, as soon as I saw that, I got the EBGBs. Why, Mashy?
Why? Because of
Red Hawk
Ridge
Ridge
that we played?
Yes.
And
which
the
is
lady
the
who's still out there yelling at you for hitting her house over the road?
yes, exactly. Yeah. So if those could miss that show, we played a golf course out in Denver called Red Hawk Ridge, and it was just lined with houses. And I have a hard time. I have a mental block when there's houses nearby because I
God,
hit.
you said that before we played. You were like, "There's something about houses," and I didn't. It wasn't that I didn't believe you, but it was like you don't really like. I get it. You've pulled a shot before. You like houses.
Oh
It's really interesting. Like you don't even aim them. You're
no.
lined up 45 degrees from the house down the fairway, and you hit the house.
Yeah.
You find a way to yeah.
I like to live in them and I like to hit them.
You should pretend the flag is a house.
Yeah.
The green is a house.
Yeah. We got Indian Puddle Golf Club, which is apparently a fictional course by the
Yep.
Golf Boy. I would love to hear a little story behind that, Golf Boy, if you're out there. Like, is this where'd you get the lidar from? Did you carve
Yeah.
this yourself? You know, I'm kind of curious because it looks to me when I looked at the course, didn't look fictional. It looked like it's got to be based on something, but yeah, I
Okay.
could be wrong.
Yeah, fair. Yep.
Yeah. York Golf and Tennis Club up in York, Maine, which is funny because we have a York, Pennsylvania near me, and I immediately thought it was there, but it's not. It's up in Maine, another one by the Golf Boy. And then we got Hickory Heights in Spring Grove, Pennsylvania. I think that's west of me. I think that's out towards Pittsburgh. By T Love. So
So
those are the new
two
courses.
two two things before we move on. For me, Golf Boy. I think your courses have just gotten so much better over the last over the last several months. The overall courses are just looking really really good. And you've got your custom tees in there, which I know we've talked about several times. They look great. I would love, love, love to see you put more detail on the edges of the course, clubhouses. You do put bridges in, but clubhouses and uh, the hazard markers and just all those little niceties. Like take the extra time to put those in. It would elevate your courses to just another level. I think the course itself is really good, have gotten really good. Your colors are good, your hues are good. But I just think some of your courses are missing some of that extra detail that would make it just top notch. Just some feedback for you. And then T Love, Hickory Heights. Man, this is a close. We both played it. I think the course was really, really a fun course to play. Really enjoyed the course. It didn't make our MPOW list for a couple of reasons, but overall, it's close. It was right on the edge on that one.
Yeah.
So,
But
um,
I want to know what the UFO is all about.
I want to know what the UFO is.
Because
What the hell is the
and
deal
and
with the
and now
UFO on
of
it?
course now I just look. Spring Grove is actually not far from me. This is definitely like a course like maybe it's 45 minutes away, so I would definitely go play it now. And I even did a search when I first saw the UFO. Was there like I did Hickory Heights UFO just to see was there a sighting? I couldn't
Yeah,
find
yeah,
anything.
yeah.
But there's a UFO hovering over the middle of the course. So it
There's
got
a
me
and you
baffled.
see it from like 5 or 6 holes. Like, it's not like you only see
Yeah.
it from one, you can see it from several different shots, yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanna know what the hell is the deal with the UFO. I'd love, love to know what that is.
Yeah.
Right,
So let's go to the M House, right?
impound.
So I guess we spoil the surprise and say he only had one MPAL this week, huh?
We only had 1 impound of the
Yeah,
12 courses, I think it was 12 courses, right?
it was 12 M. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I almost as the courses have gotten better, I feel like we've gotten pickier.
We have, for sure. I listen. I know I am pickier. Maybe I'm too picky. I've been pickier on these courses as the courses continue to get better. So, and I will tell you the ones that need work stand out more because the general level of course submissions have gotten better.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So Saint Enodoc in Wade Wadebridge or Wadebridge because this is the
Wade
UK.
Bridge. I think it's Wade Bridge.
I hope it's Wadebridge. I'm probably
Yep.
wrong. Um, Zero altitude.
It's maybe right at sea. I mean, it makes sense. Like you'll see the
Yeah,
screenshots.
that's
It's
true. We do.
right at the
I didn't
water.
realize. Yeah, I guess you're right. It is right on the water. So
I mean, maybe it's 10 or 20, but it's
yeah,
not enough to make a
it's sea
difference.
level. It's going to be just
It's
like
sea
Kigwa,
level. Correct.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. So getting into it here, this is a link style course, and first tee shot, things look really wide open. They're not. There's a bunch of grasses out there, but we immediately got our custom tee markers, which look really cool.
Look really
Um,
cool. I love that.
yeah, like I don't know what that symbol is, if it's actual symbol for the golf club or not, but it looks really nice if he did it himself. That, for all I know, that could be generated by ChatGPT. Um, Hole
Hole
one
markers look
signs,
great.
yeah, it looked like he's like did them on marble. Probably went into Blender, did some 3D lettering on them, pretty nice. And he didn't do anything crazy with the driving range. I always just like it when a lot of people ask on Facebook about which courses have driving ranges.
Yep.
Um, which we didn't do a feature request of the week, and guess what? Now that I thought
Oh,
about it, I
I
have one.
forgot my feature request of the week. I need to put it in the slides. I have one. I literally have one and I forgot to go put it in.
You know something? As you when we The next few slides in here are yours. I will unhide the feature request slide, and then we'll cover it when we get to it. How's that?
Okay, cool.
So
Cool.
do you remember what yours is?
I do remember what it is. And I'm going to try to mock something up really quickly while you're talking so that I can drop it in the slide so that when I'm talking, you can refresh it.
All right. So yeah, so very basic course like driving range, but he's got to put a couple targets out there, and he hit off, and then he's got the nice nets. I think those were the nets that was it Jay Rockaway maybe did, or someone did those nets that
I
look
love
pretty cool.
those nets with the drooping.
Yeah,
Yeah. I love those nets.
yep, they're sexy.
Yep. Yep. I took this screenshot in, I think, if I remember correctly, this was second shot on hole one. And I took it because I love the work you did in the distance on the lighthouse and the trees because it shows a lot of depth. You could have easily left that as just, terrain and no one would have said anything or thought anything different about it. But I really, really like that. And if you go one more forward, I grabbed a quick screenshot of the lighthouse to show it's pretty simple. You didn't have to do any
Yeah,
work on the satellite imagery. It doesn't matter. It's off the beaten path. But I just think it's a great way of giving some extra depth that was needed because the lighthouse is there in real life.
yep, yeah, yeah. I loved, when you open up certain courses and you're trying to decide whether it's an MPOW or not. Like one of the first things I do is I go through the courses and I get my initial impression. This one, when I opened it up in the first tee box, I said, this has a lot of potential.
Yep.
Because I saw the lighthouse in the distance, it looked very scenic to me. So, and this was it was nice. Yep. So cool. Then we got some nice kind of, I don't know, these are like semi waste bunkers, right?
Yeah, I'm assuming. I mean, they played like sand, so they were, in the game itself, they played like sand.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were. I'm guessing, like in real life, they may be harder waist bunker-ish, kind of reminded me of Pinehurst. After the U.S. Open, we saw all that kind of that you could hit out of and not have as much of a sand penalty. But that's what it felt like.
Yeah. But this is an interesting hole.
Yeah. Yeah, and I grabbed this screenshot because I thought it was really cool. It's an elevated tee, and you can see it's a par four out there. And I like the depth. Again, it shows the bunkers on the right, the waist bunkers on the right. You can see the fence in the way back where the driving range is. You can kind of see where you were on the course. But there was something interesting about this hole that's also here that you noticed, which was.
The way that I hit the ball, I'm going to kill somebody on that green that's right there.
Yeah, you're hitting it like that tee is like literally hitting over that green. Now, I mean, the fairway is technically off to the right a little bit. If you see you see that round bunker kind of in the hillside out there.
Here.
Yeah, it is straight ahead. If you look straight out,
Yeah. Yeah.
the
So it's
fairway,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
There.
fairway is actually off to the right of that a
It's
little bit.
over
Yeah,
here.
that area over there. So you're not quite going over the top of the green, but I know somebody who might take advantage of that and drop it
I
in.
can tell you right now, I would not be teeing off if someone's putting.
Yeah, maybe they've got new rules. Maybe they got rules on. I mean, don't tee off when somebody is going. I don't know. So
Yeah. Yeah. I would definitely be highly sus. Be careful. Yes.
And then this was my only. It's more of a. It's a critique. It's a nitpick. It's nothing more than a nitpick. You and I were talking about this. Is the satellite imagery of the water does a good job, especially from where you can see it on the course. I personally would have loved to have seen you drop a plane in there with some water texture on it, and maybe even some audio on those holes that are closer to the water to hear it. Um, it's fine. It looks great. It's nothing major, but I just think you put so much detail in so many other parts of the course that it would be great to see. I would just love to have seen waves and water and stuff animated from when you could see the flyover. Pretty minor.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'd say
you
it's
know,
minor because I didn't even notice it. Like I honestly, until I just thought it was. Now I've never played the course in real life, so looking at this, I'm imagining, oh, crystal clear, like blue water, like you see in the Caribbean, right? But now
yes,
that you zoomed up here, I'm like, yeah, you're right. There's no water. Now I know when I like Kapalua was one of the first kind of ocean courses I built. When you put the water over top of this, you kind of got to be careful because like once it starts getting deep, it hides the color underneath, and you get into a few things. But um, yeah, so it would have been cool to have some water on here. But at the end of the day, I didn't notice it until you said something to me. So I could go either way.
yep, yep. I agree. It's like I said, it's more of a nitpick than
Yeah.
anything. But I don't know. Yeah, that's my that was the
Eh,
only feedback that I really had was I've loved it. It was the one area I thought would could have used a little bit of extra attention. That was it.
okay.
So
So overall, great job on the course, right?
great course, a lot of fun. Had a blast playing the sim. Looks great. And so yeah, agreed. Great job.
Cool. Nice job. So the impromptu section of the week is the feature request.
I
So
hate when I forget stuff.
well, like in pre-show, we just this was hidden and yeah. Well, anyway, okay. So
Yep.
my
Well, we
feature
got
request,
sidetracked with all the technical issues that I'd
yes,
forgotten to add it
yeah,
in. So anyway, I came up with a feature request that I would love personally to see them. Now, it may be implemented in other ways in GS Pro, and I either I don't use it, and I'll explain that in a second. But I did come up with a feature request.
okay. But you put a slide in for yours. I didn't put a slide in for mine. Mine's very
Okay.
basic. My basic one would be, and it's a kind of like a two-part feature request. Um, one, and maybe this one's in there. Is there already like a course randomizer option? Like you can say, of all the
No.
courses I have downloaded, pick one to play. Okay.
No, I don't know of a course randomizer option, and I would actually say it should go beyond just the courses you have downloaded. Like take the 1,000 or
Yeah,
1,100 we have, and then
pick one.
randomly pick one, download it, and let me go play.
Yeah. And I would say, in conjunction with that, let's say that you just want to go in, you want to hit on a range, a function that takes all the courses that have driving ranges and says, picks you a random driving range to go hit off of.
Yep, yep. I think that'd be great. Exactly.
Yeah. So that's it for me. And you had,
So mine
basically,
is I would love, and you just go forward one more and add the image I mocked up in there. I would love to see in GS Pro on the yardage to the pin a distance to
mm,
the back of the green and the front of the green. Now,
yes.
what I was meaning by this is it might be available in that rangefinder feature that they added, but I don't use the rangefinder feature very often. It's just an extra step for me to go do. But when I'm lining up and I choose my spot that I want to hit my approach shot, I very rarely take a yardage to that spot. I want to know what the distance to the back of the green is, so I don't take a club
Yeah.
that goes too long, and the front of the green, so I know if I hit it short, how far I have to carry it
Yeah.
without having to start clicking in multiple spots. So that's my feature request. I'd love to see it. And I wrote like a +8 and a -4. So it's if you're measuring 125, you know that add 8 to the 125 to the back of the green and take away 4 to the front of the green,
Yeah.
as an example.
Or put like the real type. So put 133 and
Or
121
put
and
133 and 120, yeah,
yeah.
121 or something. Yeah.
The only thing
I would just
the only thing I would add to this is because that indicator that you see right there is oftentimes hidden by trees.
Yeah.
Have another shortcut button out on the keyboard that you can hit really quick that would bring up the same information as a pop-up.
Yeah, there's a lot of times, especially if you're playing dog legs, that on longer approaches where you're cutting the corner, that this distance is
Yeah,
hidden.
yeah,
Now, also a lot of times you'll go up, you'll mouse up there, or you use the mini map to. You could put this info in the mini map too. Now,
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know how they would know where the end of the green is and the front of the green, the back of the front of the green is specifically to figure those out, but there's smart designers over there.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. So that would love to see that as a feature into GS Pro.
I think that's a good feature. I think there's two good features this week. We
Love it.
haven't
I
had
agree.
one in a while, right?
We haven't. We keep how many times have we had them and then forgotten and we didn't write them down?
Yes,
And then we
yes.
go to record and we're like, "Oh, I had one. I can't remember what it is." So
Yeah,
this
yeah,
one I actually remembered.
yeah, yeah. All right, so that gets us into post of the week.
Yeah.
So let's go right prominent here. And I'm
I assume my
first
animations are all
this
correct.
week. Oh, yes. You're gonna have to assume because we don't review these before the show. When we get to we do pre-show, we get to these, we're kind of like, all right, we're done. Let's start. Um, yeah, so I only have one.
One. Okay.
Yes. And Steve, I'm gonna need you to
Oh, this is an interactive one.
yes, so this is an interactive one. So this guy posted this question. Could use some help here. This is bizarre. I've never seen anyone have this problem. When any course is done loading, it takes me to the green instead of the tee box. I'm like, am I missing something in the settings? And I'm thinking, how would this ever happen? So like you turn on a course and it just takes you like to where the pin is on the first
I don't
green.
understand.
Yeah, and I don't really like understand either. And then a lot of people stepped in and were trying to help him. Of course, Soupy's trying to help. I don't Bull Pride might have even posted in there, but Soupy is back and forth. This we've never seen this before. So the final thing that the guy had the issue with.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Thanks, Joe. Found out it was a zip tie holding down the fast forward button on my control box. What? I want to see this guy's control box. He's got zip ties.
How are there zip ties on the control boxes?
I don't know. Like, what does he have it attached to, like, the wall?
Have you ever used one of those control boxes before?
I actually, when I first set up my sim, I got one, and I have not used it. Main reason is I just didn't like, it's kind of clunky.
Okay.
And then I had an old iPad and I put on Air Keyboard and did like a custom thing on there. And so no, I have one. I don't use it. Do you don't have one, right?
No, I don't. I've thought about getting one, but it's one of those things that I feel like the idea of it is better than the execution of it. Is my
100%,
gut.
yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's what I feel like. So,
Do you know what would work really well now that Steve has taught me how to use it, which is it is the shit. I'm getting my old age here is helping me, which is the Stream Deck.
oh yeah.
So Stream Deck actually sells a little piece of hardware. It's like they sell many different pieces of hardware, but it's like a probably 5x8, and it has all these buttons on it. I think they sell one with like 24 buttons. Those buttons are little tiny LCD screens, and so you can put any graphic you want on each button. So you could, in theory, put a button that says Mulligan, and
Yeah.
then Stream Deck allows you to not only, but you can make mouse movements. So you put a button, you could literally have it just do a Mulligan, or you could have it
Sure.
like go to a certain part of the screen and click. So a Stream Deck would be actually a really good control box.
That'd
But
be kind
anyway,
of cool. I will tell you, I don't know if, but I think a couple of the guys who make some of those control boxes maybe watch the show. And if you want to send one this way to test and review, we'll test them out and we'll review them on the show. We'll send them back to you. and give feedback on it. So I can't guarantee it's all great feedback, but I've never used one before. But if something you're interested in, let us know. We'll review
Yeah.
the tech and we'll
Let
talk
me
about it.
put it this way. I think those control boxes are great for people who don't have good computer skills. Put it that way.
Here's my gig. I don't know about computer skills, but every single time that I need to do something when it's my shot, I have to walk over to my table, grab my mouse, and click my way through.
Hmm.
And if there's a control box next to where the balls are, and I can use in my mind, if I can use my club and tap, aim left, and tap this with the edge of the club or the butt of the club, and I don't have to walk and bend down with the mouse and do all that, I'm all for that. Like, I'm all
Yeah.
for what's going to keep me in the golf mode more.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'll do it and then find out, well, yeah, but it's not gonna hide the vegetation where my ball is below the tree and I can't, you know what I mean? I got to go back to
Yeah.
the computer. So I don't know. That's my gut, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you can customize a lot of the buttons. You can change them whatever you want. But the
Yep.
problem is, it comes and all the buttons are labeled with certain things. You can't change. I guess you could put a piece of
I
tape
guess you could
over it.
put a sticker over it or
Yeah.
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 So I
But
mean, I'd be interested
yeah.
to play. If somebody wants us to play with them and
Yeah.
review them and talk about them on the show, let us know.
I think they're not bad. They're just not for me because I
Yeah.
have an air keyboard. Air keyboard's nice because I have it on a pedestal, and I hit. It's literally right here.
Yeah, I don't. I actually literally walk over to, and it's not a long walk, but I walk
Yeah.
over to where the table that has the computer on it and the mouse and the keyboard and go from
Yeah.
there. So, yep, cool.
Okay.
I have a bunch. I got your back this week. You've had my back the last couple of weeks on cover posts. I have a bunch of Facebook posts for us.
Okay.
So, and
Here
I
we go.
kind of group them in. I think they get better as we go through. Is my hope. The
Okay.
way I
So,
group them, we'll see.
all right. We'll see. Oh, geez. Glowing feet. Are these Run
Golf.
Pud Runs feet?
I thought this is so true though. It's like, first off, I don't know if anybody's feet that are that white, but
Wow.
it's golf season. It's like you got your shoes on, you got your socks on, and your legs are out there. And sure enough, that's the tan. I have that same tan.
Oh yeah.
You probably
Mine's
have
not
that.
that bad, but it's bad. Yeah.
We all pretty much have that same tan right now with. So I thought that was kind of funny. I like it.
I think it's also very entertaining to watch the PGA
Yeah,
when at the end of the round the guys take their hat
take
off
the
and
hat
shake.
off. There's two things. They take their hat off, and yes, you can see the tan mark right from their hat.
Yeah.
And two, my wife and I play this game at the end of each. Almost every we watch it, we usually watch the final round, and the champion is hair or no hair.
Yes. Yes. And then there was, I think it was out in Scottsdale one year where the guy took his shirt off when he did
Yes.
something, and
Yep.
he had the farmer tan.
He had the farmer tan on it. Yeah, I think we all do right now. From yeah. So
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
that one hit home for this time. Middle of summer, it's hotter than hell out there in most places. My daughter and I went and played golf the other day. We went at 4 o'clock and it was still 98 degrees out. You know, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
we're all tan like that right now.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yep. That's a good one. Yep. Good one.
All right.
They're wash them. Is there any way to determine which make into the bag?
You're worried about waterlogged balls, yet you put them
You
in the
put 'em in
freaking
the dishwasher.
dishwasher to wash.
Are balls dishwasher? I would worry that like all the what's the poly that goes on the outside, that coating, would that come off? And
I
yeah,
don't
I don't
know. All
know.
I know is, okay, I know, like, if you want to go buy a dozen of Titleist Premium Pro Vs, you're gonna spend $65 on. I get not everybody wants to go do that. You can find pretty damn good balls like Kirkland balls and other balls that are $30 a dozen or so. You don't always have to get the waterlogged balls that have been sitting out there for 3 years, put them in your dishwasher, and then put them in your bag.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, these are no better than range balls at this point in time. Like, come
yeah.
on. Like, you know?
I saw, man, it was, and like now I think about posts, and I'm like, oh, I should have captured that one. There was another guy who was using, like, it was similar to this, except he was using them in his sim.
I I listen, I don't profess, and we've played golf together, to be any kind of great golfer, right? But I do believe if you don't use the same ball or at least the same type of ball, it's hard to get any consistency. Like, yes, we're gonna have
Yeah.
inconsistency in our swings and our shots, but when you hit a good shot with one ball and a good shot with another ball, there's differences enough in these balls and the way they're made and that kind of stuff
Yeah.
to have difference in your
Well,
consistency.
I totally agree with that. In my golf game, I probably that's probably not the biggest issue with my golf game, right?
Oh,
Is
sure, but
but
take something
at the
out.
same time, you don't lose any freaking balls in your simulator.
Correct. Buy a couple sleeves of really good balls and use them in your
If
sim. You're not gonna lose them.
yeah, like if you're gonna get used balls, fine, use them outside, okay? Because you lose them. But in your sim, what I do is I use like the good balls in my sim, and then I look at them, and when I feel like they get a little scuffed up, I throw them on my bag and I use them outside. You
Yeah,
know,
I see. I don't. I use my good balls outside. I use Pro V1s outside.
but
But then
use Pro V ones inside too,
I
right?
use Pro V1s inside. Yeah, so I'll grab
Right.
a couple sleeves when I usually I'll buy a couple sleeves when it's time for sim golf to roll around in the wintertime, and they'll last, couple sleeves will last you most of the winter.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know. Listen, I've been there. I used to be like, oh my God, it was a great day because I came home with more balls than I lost, and I would clean them up and I put them in my bag, and those days are way over. Like I would never put them in a dishwasher and wash them like that.
No.
But this is pretty good.
No,
And he's
and
worried about waterlogged balls, so he puts them in a dishwasher or puts them through the rinse cycle. And
I'll
now he's
I'll I'll put them like on my towel on the golf course. Get it like if I find, and I have a little wet bag. Like and if I rinse it off and it still looks like shit, then no, I'm not keeping it.
Yeah, I will tell you, and don't get me wrong, it's not that I've never found a ball on a course and played it. I will, if it's a good, because people will lose brand new balls. So if it's
Oh
a
yeah, oh
good
yeah,
looking Pro V1, I'm going to keep it and put it in my
yeah,
bag,
yeah, yeah.
All right.
All right, so here we go. Hey guys, what's your take on the Mevo Plus for a launch monitor? Oh, I've seen this. I didn't look in the comments, but I can imagine that.
I didn't even go to the comments because it's not, I mean, Mevo is Plus is brand new. It's
Wait, the
brand
Me
new. So I need to go to
wait,
Facebook and ask a question.
the Mevo
Like,
Plus is brand new. The Mevo Plus has been out, brand new, right? Or are you being
I,
sarcastic?
I, I know exactly. It's been around for freaking 3 years.
I'm really bad at that. Someone said something in a Facebook post the other day was being sarcastic, and it completely went over my head, and I just thought the guy was an idiot, but he was being sarcastic.
But the damn thing's been
People need to
around
put
for
a wink wink after stuff, you know?
the damn thing's been around for 3 years. This question has been asked in this specific group 75,000 times.
Yeah. And
So
not only that, but like what frustrates me also is in these GS Pro groups, you're going to get people who say, it's a piece of crap. I moved from this. You're not going to get, and the people who have it, everyone who has something, they're going to
loves it.
stick to it because they want to validate their purchase.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Until it starts giving them problems.
Right.
I had a Mevo Plus. I thought it was great. I thought for the money it was awesome. And then I started having chipping and putting issues with it.
Yeah.
And then I got into a GC3 or as a BLP and realized, wow, my Mevo Plus compared to the BLP completely sucked. Radar versus camera, all that stuff. The point is, for me, why just ask the question that's been asked 1,000 times in the last month?
Yeah, I don't know if he's new. I think also a lot of
I don't
people
know.
just don't know how to do research on their own. There's so many places that do like comparisons and
You can
give you
watch
the
YouTube
lowdown.
videos. You can look in Discord. You can look in the anyway. All right, next one.
Yeah. Okay.
This one you may have to move us over.
Let's go. Should we go to the left?
Go that way.
Let's go to the left.
How do you play bunker shots in the sim?
Bunker mate, divot board.
Scott
Right.
wins the internet for me. First comment.
Litter box. Nice. Little messy. Little messy.
But I don't really understand the genesis of the
Just
question.
just make sure you clean it first.
Just clean it up. Just clean it before you start hitting out of it. Otherwise, you may miss the golf ball and hit something else. I play. I don't know about you, but like when I'm in GS Pro in the sim and I'm in the bunker, I play the bunker shot the exact same way I play a real bunker shot. I open my stance, I aim a little left, my shoulders a little right, I open the club face, and I play it. I practice my bunker shots by playing the exact I know I'm not uphill. I know I'm not in sand, but I play it the exact same way.
I feel like I play it like a flop shot.
Interesting. But you can't play that shot in a real bunker.
Oh no,
Yeah.
obviously. And here's the thing is, and maybe sometime in the future this will change, but you're not going to learn how to hit out of bunkers in a simulator.
No, no,
No,
no.
right?
I also don't feel. I feel like that is an area where GS Pro could improve. Is the physics of the ball played like a bunker shot out of the bunker on the green? I've
Yeah,
never.
but
I very rarely have shots stop and spin on bunker shots.
the
GS Pro, they roll
problem
out.
is once you take the sand out of all this,
Yeah.
there's just no way because some people will. When I play bunkers, I tend to hit behind the ball and like my club I feel like never hits the ball. There's a lot of sand between that and the ball. It
Yeah. You're
comes
not
out
supposed
really
to unless you're
soft.
picking it clean. Yeah. Yep.
But some people pick it, right?
Some people pick it.
And I don't do that, but so like
Yep.
there's no way with today's technology, there's no way that the launch monitor can tell that, right?
Yep. Agreed. Agreed. I
So
have looked into, to be fair, on
dude, this show is cursed. Do you know that, right?
but we have like the tech gods are fighting us tonight.
Oh my
So
gosh, Mashi's internet just went kaboom, and so that was like I think it was like a 10 or 15 minute hiatus there. Whew.
good news is I'm on my third glass of bourbon, so who knows what's gonna happen in the last part of the
Well,
show here.
it was like if we fast forward the future because my beer is like gone, right?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay,
All right.
so we
We
were
got
talking
more
about
posts of the week,
bunkers.
so
We got more
move us, Steve, that way.
to the right.
Yes, to the right.
Okay, there we
Okay.
go. Is this a good one? Should we do a little music for this one?
Maybe. Yeah, do a little music.
Okay.
Why not? I don't
Okay.
remember what's next, but I remember what's next. This was I found this one funny.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah, nice.
If you zoom in, the next screenshot is a zoom in of the SWAT team on the golf cart.
My God, what was happening here?
I don't know, but if you see these guys coming up behind you, like they're the course marshal, you better pick up your ball and move on to the next hole.
It's time to just pick up
It's
and
time to
move on.
yeah. You're not gonna find your ball in the shit when these guys come running.
All right. And then you got another one here, which is
These are the ball posts.
no, yes.
I got a couple of ball posts.
Yeah, nice. Now I'm found. Nice.
Seen this one, but
Yes, that was the one I think I posted a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Yep. But
Yeah.
I put this one in because it starts to get to the last two that I have, or I think the last one, but you'll see.
Let me go left here. Oh my God, I've seen this before. This is horrible, dude. This is not. This poor woman. The thing is, I remember seeing this and thinking, how the hell?
I hesitated even
why-
putting this in because it's
why-
not fair to her in any way, shape, or
Right.
form.
Why would someone design a trophy like this? But it's
Correct.
totally how she has it turned and the camera angle and just
It's complete like context, like you know what I mean?
Yes.
But at the same point, I thought it was kind of funny.
Yes.
So I
yeah.
had to do it.
I'm laughing, but I'm shaking my head.
I'm laughing and shaking my head at the same time.
Yeah,
So
yes.
agreed.
Nice.
Those were my posts of the week.
Okay. And what do you
Good
know?
timing on the
The music
music.
stopped right there as well, right?
Yep.
So let's do the exit music, right? For a change. So the curse show has finally ended, I think.
We're done.
We're done. Moving on. Show's gone
We'll
under
be
an
back
hour.
next week.
Yes. And yeah, that's it. Any parting thoughts here?
No, you guys hit them long, hit them straight, have a lot of fun, enjoy the summer.
All right. Okay, everybody, take it easy. See you later.
See everybody.